fuck is going on in the Bay? Oh my gosh, this is somebody that I'm feeling worse about. Everybody, listen. And I heard. Y'all remember a few weeks ago? I said, "Hey, is Steve Kerr a problem? Should Steve be gone?" I've been hearing them reports. I've been hearing people asking them questions now. Adam Silver, he always looks so like he ain't well or something to me. I don't know. It's I don't know. I'm always worried about Adam when I see him. It just threw me off. I forgot he was on the picture here. But a lot of stuff going on with my Warriors that I got that's had to get to. The return of Draymond.
I told the commissioner, well, he talked me out of retiring. I said, I'm tired of this. I'm done with this. And the commissioner
did you watch
retiring.
Did you watch a clip or the entire episode?
Didn't watch it. I saw a quote. I read an article.
Okay. That was Draymond talking directly. So Draymond dropped the first episode of this podcast, and it was him talking about all of those things. And I watched it in its entirety, without any interruptions, without any other distractions, just me. I think I had some lemon cherry gelato and a Coca-Cola, right? Draymond. I love Draymond, but he could get on your nerves, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I felt like his his talk was genuine. I felt like he meant what he said. I want to see what it translates to on the court. I believe him when he says he learned a lot of stuff in 3 weeks, and he did a lot of stuff in 3 weeks. But you can't convince me that the fact that Chris Paul's wrist is hand is broken, Gary Payton II's hamstring is pulled, didn't help get Draymond reinstated any quicker. Moses Moody has opportunity to really step up and show who he is. Kuminga, I don't know if you heard the reports. He was losing faith in Steve Kerr. Then they had a meeting, and he loved Steve Kerr, and everything gonna work out. He cut his hair, and fresh start for 24. He went out and had a pretty good game. He was upset that he didn't get to finish the game that we lost. But in all of this, who suffered the most? Stephen Curry. Effing Stephen, man. Does anybody want to play with effing Stephen? I think that we still have to make a move.
Yep.
I'm concerned. I'm concerned. I can't say I'm concerned. I want to see what Draymond looks like when he comes back on the court. I hear him say that he's going to still be the same Draymond. So without the antics, what he said was that what he said out of his own was that he cannot have the antics and still be Draymond and still be the player that we know him to be without the antics, and that he recognizes the antics and that being away from the game was very good for him, and and the team having him be away was very good for the team, and that he and Steve had an opportunity to talk, and there were some tears shed and some realness shared, and basically he said something like Steve told him, that he wanted him to finish this thing the right way, and for them as a core group to be able to finish the right way, and Draymond's antics and behavior right now wasn't allowing them to be able to do that. So he wanted him to get to a place where he would be able to finish this thing up the right way, which is interesting because I also Stephen A. Smith is at the game. Derek is at the game. I heard Stephen Curry say something this weekend that made me realize that people aren't paying attention to the fact that this dude is great and he's not going to be around much longer. Steph gave the impression that when this contract is over, he's gonna walk away. It's not what I thought. Where like he'll hang around and be a 3-point shooter and
He doesn't have a reason
win
to.
rings, and
He doesn't have to. He doesn't.
I mean,
have
not
to.
even that he had to, but I just thought, why not win rings while you can? But I mean, he has so much other stuff that he's doing that I can understand why he wants to get away. But it just made me be like, wow, like there's only so many more times to be able to see this guy. There's only so many more times to witness this special talent.
This won't be popular. Has the game passed Draymond up? Let's just call it what it is. His style of play, the stuff that he's been doing, that style of play, I think that style of play is done. The whole bully ball, intimidating people, trying to do, they're cracking down on that more than now. If he can come back without the antics and contribute to being the point forward that he is and playing the great defense that he's done all of his career, okay, we got something there. But if he can't do that, he's going to be more of a distraction, and they're going to have more issues when he comes back.
But we talked about this. I think Draymond's IQ is such like Kyrie's in the sense that he could let it interrupt or not. It's up to Draymond. It's up to Draymond. Those are his antics. He don't need help like that. He don't need help like that. Not in that sense. He needed some help. He needed some refocus. But his IQ will let him be able to still play defense and all that. You think he couldn't win championships without smacking the shit out of Nurkic? I mean, I'm asking. He said himself he was wrong in that sense. He said himself he was wrong in the Rudy Gobert sense because he went too far. But do you think any of those things make him not be able to win those championships? He didn't have those antics getting 4 rings.
That's true.
The antics took place in years that he didn't get a ring. That's what I think is wrong with Draymond. He gets off track when he's not on the road to a ring.
And maybe that's his way of his frustration in the personnel that's on the team. Maybe that's his way of, without even knowing it, like, look, this is my reaction to it. We need help.
Well, maybe not even that they need help, but how does he? Maybe he hasn't figured out how to reach this team, this generation that's coming in now, to be able to teach them the things that he needs them to know to be able to get to the next level.
Yeah, you have to stop punching them in the face first, though.
Well, you didn't punch everybody in the face. He punched one guy in the face. And I'm not saying that was justified. But
our apologies.
He got punched in the face. Do you think that changed him forever as a player, or he just wasn't the player that we thought he was? Like,
well, he's changed.
So, and the punch changed him?
I think so.
The punch took his game from him.
No. I think it changed his edge was the trash talking, the confidence. You understand the whole world saw you get punched in the face. And your dad had to step in and say, punch me like that. Like your dad had to step in for you. I see where you're going with it. It doesn't like this isn't Space Jam where you take the powers away like a video game. But I will say that it definitely affected him. I mean, that's like, everybody in the world saw that.
So okay. So then what fixes it? If it's not time in a new space, do you need to punch him back? I mean, what is it?
No, I think it's one of those things where, like you said, you have to get your confidence or your pride back, whatever that was. And maybe it's coincidental, like you said, Cess. Maybe he was the player been this player all this time, and he was surrounded by some great talent that allowed him to shine. Does he make those types of shots when he's by himself? Clearly not. But if you got two of the best shooters in NBA history on your team, You have a little more confidence when you watching them every day, how they prepare, how they play. You play better. So it could be a combination of both.
I think he took that same preparation.
But it's different if you're not suiting up next to the greatest shooters that you've ever seen every day.
And I get that, because it's like they say, you become who you surround yourself with. So if you went from, Steph and them, and now you hanging with Kyle and them, and that's no knock on Kuzma, but he's not a champion, right? So, but the whole point of you being there is you're the champion, so you're supposed to be instilling this championship way in everybody else. That gets back to your point. You the ring bearer. You the ring man.
That gets back to your point. Is this he was obviously was never that, and now it's showing.
Never what?
Never that player.
Never what player?
Talking about Poole?
Yes.
Never the player that people thought he was.
Even if you wasn't a player, you the champion. You got the ring. So even if you wasn't a player, that I thought you were.
Mm-hmm.
If you had your eyes open, your mouth closed, and your ears open, you could come here and tell us at least what you saw them do to be successful.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Well,
you're supposed to be that veteran leader who's been deep in the playoffs. Regardless of what I say about Jordan Poole now, JP was a big part of the run to 4.
He was.
How much of that we saw in the run to 4 had to do with COVID happening before that and people being able to just focus on their craft and have a time to themselves and you're not going so hard, and how much of that, made that run to 4 year compared to all the other years. And I guess what I'm just trying to say is that run to 4 year a one-off, or was he growing into that player? Or was that just a one-off and now he's back to okay, the pandemic's over and we kind of getting back to normal. And this is.
Well, there's a little bit of that, but I think we have to acknowledge that you're talking about one of the most dominant teams we've ever seen in our era. Poole's not the only player. Durant didn't get punched in the face. Has anything good happened to him since he left Golden State? And we're talking about.
He didn't get punched in the face, but his ego, he smacked the shit out of his ego, man. You can't call nobody no bitch on TV.
But the point I'm saying is, we've seen this trend. I don't care how good you are at the moment. When you leave a great team, you leave pieces of yourself with that team. You're not going to be the same. You're not going to be the same. Being around superstars of this magnitude on a regular basis, just having the conversations, the camaraderie, learning how to be a professional, learning how to, face the hate and stuff like that. Look at what happens. What did you say, maybe 4 shows ago? Golden State is known for bringing players back all the time. Clearly, there's some type of camaraderie on that team that really brings you, to a point of, oh no.
Jordan Poole, maybe, but Kevin Durant, no. Kevin Durant was a made man already. Made man in the sense that he had been under the microscope.
But I'm saying after he left, he hasn't done anything, but be a cancer, and it's disappointing to see. No. It's disappointing to see.
Hold on. Cancer.
It's disappointing to see. I like Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's one of my most favorite players in the league. Seriously.
But cancer means that he kills locker rooms. I'm not gonna say Kevin Durant kills locker rooms. I'm not gonna say that because number one, Kevin Durant doesn't even want to fucking talk. He just wants to hoop.
So was it the collective in Brooklyn?
No, it was the leadership in Brooklyn.
I said, was it the collective?
No, it was the leadership in Brooklyn. It was the leadership in Brooklyn. Anytime, listen, let me tell you something. I'm even gonna tell you something. I'm gonna ask you something. When was the last time you could go to work, go into a meeting, and tell somebody with your boss there, I don't even need no boss, and not have your boss say something to you right away? Tell me, how many times and still have a job? Tell me.
0-0.
Right now, did Stevie Nash say anything to them when they said that?
Nope.
Okay, and that was the problem in Brooklyn right there. If Steve Nash had addressed that shit right then, it'd have been something different in Brooklyn. He didn't lay the law down. So now who's in charge? We don't know. Kyrie said we don't need no boss. But Steve keeps showing up here every day, blowing the whistle, trying to get me to do stuff. For what? And we don't need no boss. That's not on Kevin. I'm not gonna let you call him no cancer. And if you let Kyrie come there and run roughshod over you, well, then you deserve that. You got to stand up and have a backbone and say, well, no, this is how we do things here. And I don't think Steve Nash ever did that. And maybe that's because I'm not going to say he's not a good coach, but maybe he wasn't made for that. Maybe he's more of a front office guy or a trainer type of guy or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta have a backbone.
We definitely gotta have this as a subject.
Let's talk it through.
We gotta dive deeper in this one.
Let's talk it through. Because you don't get.
And let me say this, and because I like. Let me be clear. Kevin Durant's one of my favorite players in the league. I've always said that. I've always stood by what he's done. I like the way he took his own fate in his own hands when he went to Brooklyn instead of going to the New York Knicks. I liked all that. I watched part of my past that I have. I like watching the Phoenix Suns games. Remember, and they're still my favorite, as I said, in the West, with him, Beal, and Booker playing together. They're still my favorite in the West. I'm going to stand by that.
And let me be clear. He's not one of my favorites. I respect the hell out of his game. He's not one of my favorites. I
definitely got to talk about that one.
I don't follow it, but I respect this game. He came to Golden State and was the key cog in winning 2 championships, 2-time Finals MVP. Gotta respect this game. But not a big fan, but I'm not gonna let you call him a cancer. No, I'm not gonna let you call him no cancer. Now, if I'm a grown up there and I let the kids come run the house, then that's on me. Yeah, they let the kids come run the house in Brooklyn.
There's some truth to that. We'll talk about
it. I can't let you have that one. Michigan starting to just get it going, huh?
Yeah, they starting to run with the ball a little more. I mean, there's still, you need to get this up the score. You need to get this score.
Well, it's shaping up. Look like it's going to be a good fourth quarter.
Yeah, but you got to get this score right here. You got to score. You can't let Washington keep coming down with this confidence because they disrespect you going for it on fourth down. They're going to get one of them. I mean, you can't continue to have Penix held down like this. They punting again?
Mm-hmm. Can they keep Penix pinned down? We're going to see going to this fourth quarter.
I don't think so. I mean, they added 3, but you need a touchdown. Him within the touchdown range, I'm not comfortable with that. You need at least 3 on that drive.
Last thing I want to say about these Warriors before we get out of here. I saw a report that said Jonathan Kuminga is the number 1 likely source to be traded.
Who said that?
Even after the conversation with Steve Kerr. I don't want to see the youngster go. I'm still partial to Andrew Wiggins too. I would keep them both. But it's clear something is off with the chemistry when those two are on the floor together. And not a knock on Corey Joseph, but I don't know if he's enough to fill in for Chris Paul while Chris is out.
Hey, Corey Joseph.
I'm just keeping it real, man. Like, he was coming in doing this thing in between, like, Steph and Chris. And then all of a sudden, Chris went down, and it was just like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Draymond coming back will take a little bit of that off.
Yeah, you got to take the ball out of his hand a little bit. He'll be all right. Corey Joseph is serviceable. I don't think he'll lose a game for you. I don't think he'll win a game for you. I think
and that's the problem. Chris Paul will win a game for you.
Right, he will. I'll give him that.
Chris Paul will win a game for you. So Corey Joseph won't lose a game.
Right.
He won't be the difference maker to the game.
Right, he won't come out. Right.
Chris Paul is here to be a difference maker.
Right.
And then you also lose the chemistry that he has with that CP has with Dario. So I think we got to make a move. I don't know what that move is. I don't know who's out there.
The marketing trade looking better and better. Utah look like they're tanking.
Look like Chris Paul is out 4 to 6 weeks, which will put him back right around All-Star break.
Marketing is the best move right now. He comes in ready to fall right into that system. He's a knockdown shooter. He got some size. He'll go down there and bang a little bit. He fit right in. The only thing he doesn't do is a lot of ball handling, but you don't need that. You need him to shoot. You got to keep the defense honest.
Well, if Draymond's staying healthy and on the floor, I'll take that. But we need defense and we need size.
I think Golden State's gonna go back to what the formula of the first 2 championships. They're gonna outscore you. Now, I'm not saying they didn't play defense because they did. They played. I called it opportunistic defense, and it was underrated. They made the stops when they needed to make the stops, but they weren't known as like this all defensive team. But they
I think now we got to play defense. I don't know that we had the same quality scorers in Golden State right now.
Well, you definitely
in those first 2 years.
But I'm looking at the competition though. I'm looking at who you're playing against. There's only a few teams that you look at where it's like, okay, we gotta, lock these people down. It's not that many teams that are just.
Who do you think those teams are?
Minnesota right now, even though they had a couple losses, I think they lost 2 out of 3 recently. I gotta look back at it.
Their size and length is a problem. Go ahead.
Yeah. Denver Nuggets.
Size and length problem.
I still say Phoenix. I know you say no. I still say Phoenix. And I'm going to give Sacramento too, just because. Yeah, Sacramento is pretty complete. If they make it, I don't know. I've been watching all their games. I don't know how long John Morant is out. I'll give a little bit of the Grizzlies, but that's where I stop. That's it.
Wow, not the Clippers, huh?
Oh, I forgot about my Clippers. I'm sorry, and my OKC Thunder. Clippers for sure. Clippers got right back on the stride when the Kawhi came back. I think they lost 1 since he came back.
I mean, the Clippers quiet as it's kept. The Clippers balling in LA.
Yeah, man. And then my OKC Thunder.
I mean, they just talking about SGA being a MVP candidate.
What's the 18s that we just named?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that put them where that's put them where you said they was at right now. You said they'd be like the play-in.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't make a move.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's the funny thing about Golden State. If they make a move, they're automatically going to move up.
Depends on what the move is. Oh, this is what I had to say though. This is the other thing I had to say. Did you watch the Pistons in Golden State? I know you did.
Now you're being funny.
You didn't watch it?
Yeah, I watched it.
So he played that hard in Golden State. Why? He wanted us to miss him. You seen all that he was doing, falling on the floor and all that. You ain't gonna say nothing.
I mean, you gotta have a chip on your shoulder if a team got rid of you.
You should have a chip on your shoulder for the hairstyle you showed up with.
But that anybody would do that though.
That's disrespectful to Detroit. People going, that's what y'all doing to D?
No.
You know how many calls I got? That's what y'all doing to D?
No, we don't do that. But I'm saying he showed up. Trust me, he circled that game and he was like, I'm gonna show them that they shouldn't have got rid of me. But he really didn't prove his point, in my opinion.
No, because the thing was to circle all the other games around it and do something.
Right.
Then we'd have missed you.
Right. I mean, let it be a situation where people looking like, man, why we get rid of him? We should have kept him.
Man, how we didn't keep that?
Exactly.
Coach, it's been real. It's 2013.
Always.
About 13:42 left in the game here, and we'll let you get to the end of this fourth quarter.
All right.
We appreciate y'all Y'all jumping in with us, please go ahead and hit that subscribe, hit the notification, like, share, join the conversation. Until next time, stay tuned. Talk soon. We out.